Hello and welcome to another video. So I will be going out this weekend, therefore I will pre-record 2 videos for the weekend. So this first one will be an analysis of what if the Ukrainian offensive hits Bakhmut. What will the Ukrainian plan be and what may happen? So starting out, I have chosen to use my recap map, and that is because I want to see what steps Russia took to capture this territory and exactly what the Ukrainians would do to recapture. So this recap spans all the way down to the middle of January, about the 20th, or maybe even earlier. So essentially what we see here is that the Russians started by attacking the outskirts. They took Soledar in January, and then they started pushing into Bakhmut itself, to the north mainly, where they advanced large bits, but also to the south where they pushed past Klishchiivka. So in this period we see that the Russian forces started going for the flanks, but after a while in February they started going into the center, and then in March specifically they started capturing most of the other parts, and then in April they started capturing the center. So throughout April they captured much of the center, and now they are fighting within the western outskirts. So we see here that the Russian forces essentially got a bit stuck here by the end of April, partly because of this ammunition saga with Prigozhin. We don't know if it's true or not, but if it is true, that's probably why. And partly because they are fighting by the citadel area, which is heavily fortified. So this means that this is the last stand of the Ukrainian army. If the citadel falls, the rest of Bakhmut falls. So how would Ukraine counterattack through this? There are 2 main defensive lines by Russia. The first one is by the canal here to the southwest, and the second one is this long line of trenches as well as Russian positions in the northern flank. So these are the 2 flanks of the Russian army. Then we have the city itself, where the Russian forces, it will be very difficult for the Ukrainians to contact through the city, and they will most likely not do it. So this means that the 2 targets would be the northern side and the southern side. The flanks of Bakhmut, that would be the Ukrainian target. So we see through this that the Ukrainian forces would most likely attack the southern flank. Why is that? That is because the northern flank consists of many villages and areas, as well as they have Soledar. We see that the whole area is very dense, and it will be difficult for the Ukrainians to push through this and hold a proper position. In comparison, the southern flank only has Klishchiivka. If the Ukrainian forces manage to capture Klishchiivka, which also has some highlands, then they will be able to cut through this highway to the south of Bakhmut, and they would essentially be able to go around, completely flank the Russian forces in the northern flank, and then they would attack from the northern side, because then they need to capture Soledar, and the whole Russian army within Bakhmut and to the north in the northern flank would be cut off. So in a scenario where the Ukrainians launch a major counteroffensive in Bakhmut, that is the way they will take. They will first focus on the south, capture Klishchiivka, and then make a major thrust through it towards the southern part of Bakhmut, after which they will launch a major attack from Siversk in the direction of Soledar. If they manage to capture Soledar, then the northern flank would essentially be cut off completely. So that would be the Ukrainian plan in case they launch an offensive in the direction of Bakhmut. And that is all for this video. Thank you for watching and have a great day.